Hello from the Netherlands, dear road trip lovers, and let's hit the road today on one of the country's most important motorways, the A4, between Rotterdam and Amsterdam, passing by some important cities on the way, like the Hague, Delft or Leiden, practically crossing one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the world, the Randstad. We start on the bypass of Rotterdam at the intersection between A15 and A4. Rotterdam is the second largest city in the Netherlands. It's a major logistic and economical center, being Europe's largest seaport. It has a population of about 650,000 inhabitants, but 2.7 in the metropolitan area, Rotterdam The Hague. The city is known for its university, riverside setting, cultural life, maritime heritage and modern architecture. The almost complete destruction during the Second World War left place for a varied architectural landscape, and with many skyscrapers designed by famous architects. The Rhine, Meuse and Scheldt give waterway access into the heart of Western Europe, including the highly industrialized rural area of Germany. The city is very well connected by railroads and waterways, and the city has become the nickname gateway to Europe because of its very good connections to the hinterland. And there are many things to see and do in Rotterdam and its surroundings. The city is heaven for the people in love with modern architecture, nicknamed Manhattan on the Meuse, or the architectural capital of the Netherlands. There are also many events here and also some great museums. And in the surrounding cities like Delft or The Hague, there are great opportunities for day trip from Rotterdam. And from Rotterdam, we are heading north towards Delft. The motorway being built partially below ground through the middle Delftland region. This is the last section of the A4 between Amsterdam and Rotterdam that was built, being opened in December 2015. Until then, the traffic had to use the A13, causing extreme congestion there between Delft and Rotterdam. Delft is a very big, beautiful town of about 100,000 inhabitants. It's a popular tourist destination, famous for its influential role during the Dutch Golden Age, and for its blue pottery, for being home also to the painter Jan Kammer, and for the Delft University of Technology. Delft developed into a city in the 13th century and soon became one of the biggest in the country. Unfortunately, the town was destroyed two times, once in 1536 by a large fire and once in 1654 by an explosion at a gunpowder store. But it was consequently rebuilt afterwards, the city center housing a large number of monumental buildings, having a typical Dutch atmosphere with many canals and bridges. Historical buildings and sites of interest include the old and new churches, the Prince's Court, the Eastern Gate, and the Science Center, to name just a few of them. I personally visited Delft twice until now, stayed here for a few days every time, and used it as a base for exploring the beautiful region around, mostly by bike, as beautiful towns like The Hague, Leiden or Gouda are easily accessible on the incredible cycling infrastructure the Netherlands offers. From Delft, we are just a few kilometers away from The Hague, the third largest city in the Netherlands, after Amsterdam and Rotterdam, being the administrative and royal capital of the Netherlands and its seat of government. So we are passing by on this during this drive near the three largest cities in the Netherlands: Rotterdam, The Hague, and Amsterdam. Hague is a very important international city. Many important global institution being located here, like the International Court of Justice, the International Criminal Court or Europol. Like Delft, The Hague has also a long and rich history, and from the 13th century onward, the Counts of Holland used The Hague as their administrative center and residence while in the country. The Hague quickly expanded after 1850, as a government situated here started to play a greater role in the Dutch society. Unfortunately, the city suffered great devastation during the Second World War, a big neighborhood being destroyed by the Nazis as they built the Atlantic Wall through the city, and also a big part of the city was destroyed during a bombing raid on the 3rd of March 1945. After the war, the Hague was reconstructed and the city expanded massively, reaching a population of 600,000 inhabitants. Many tourists visit the Hague nowadays, the city being a very lively one, with 3 beautiful squares in the center and many restaurants and cafes. Scheveningen, at the seaside, is also very vibrant, especially in summer. Rotterdam is also a great attraction. It's a miniature park that is home to many 1 to 25 scale model replicas of famous Dutch landmarks and historical towns. It was opened in 1952 and the entirety of net profit from the park go towards various charity projects in the Netherlands. From the Hague we continue our trip on the A4 motorway. We are intersecting here two other motorways near the Hague, the A13 at Tippenburg and the A12 at Prince Klausplein interchanges. These are very big, impressive junctions. The A4 between the Hague and Amsterdam has at least 3 lanes per direction, with some 4 lanes per direction section 2. It gives really a feeling that you are in the center of a big metropolitan area, like Randstad is, while driving here. The next important city we are passing by after the Hague is Leiden. It's quite a big urban settlement with a population of over 200,000 inhabitants. It is mostly known for its university, founded in the 16th century, and afterwards Leiden has been one of Europe's most prominent scientific center for more than 4 centuries. There are many students from all over the world in Leiden, about 35,000. Leiden is a city with a rich cultural heritage, not just in science but also in culture and arts. Rembrandt, one of the world's most famous painters, was born and educated here. Being a town since the 13th century, Leiden flourished throughout the 16th and 17th centuries, and during the Dutch golden era, it was the second largest city of Holland after Amsterdam. The city is nowadays a beautiful tourist attraction, many tourists coming here as a day trip from Amsterdam or Rotterdam. The old town is well preserved with many buildings dating from the 17th century to be admired. Being an university town, Leiden is a bustling, vivid city with a great international atmosphere. Visited it 2 times and enjoyed a lot my stay here. I can only recommend Leiden for anyone that comes to this region of the Netherlands. From Leiden to Amsterdam, we will continue our trip on the A4 motorway. From Schiphol Airport, we decided to take the A5 as we were heading to the north of Amsterdam. A5 is a relatively short motorway, just 17 km long, built in order to address traffic congestion on the west part of A10, Amsterdam Ring motorway, and on the first section of the A4 starting from Amsterdam. It is also a shorter connection between the Hague and the area west of Amsterdam, with cities like Haarlem. This motorway is relatively new, being finished in 2013. And now let's admire the nice cruise on the A4 and A5 motorways until Amsterdam, as we were pretty lucky and had fluent traffic. And I'll be back towards the end of the video to say a few words about Amsterdam, our destination of the trip. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon. It can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds, we put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to grow. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone, just wanna break, no. I'm not gonna give in, take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I started to grow.
I am back as we are driving on the Amsterdam Ring, the A10 motorway. I hope you like the drive on this great piece of infrastructure, the A4 motorway, and on the A5 too, to Amsterdam, the capital and better said one of the two capitals of the Netherlands and the most populous city in the country, with over 800,000 people living here. Originating as a small fishing village in the late 12th century, Amsterdam became one of the most important ports during the Dutch Golden Age of the 17th century and became a leading center for finance and trade. The 17th century canals of Amsterdam and the 19th to 20th century defense line of Amsterdam are on UNESCO World Heritage List. Millions of tourists are visiting Amsterdam every year, as there are many things to see and do here. The main attractions include its historic canals, the Rijk Museum, Van Gogh Museum, Stedelijk Museum, Hermitage Amsterdam, Anne Frank House, Schipvaart Museum, the Amsterdam Museum, Heineken Experience, the Royal Palace of Amsterdam, the Red Light District, and many cannabis coffee shops. The city is also well known for its nightlife and festival activity, with several of its nightclubs among the world's most famous. The well-preserved legacies of the cities is of the city's 17th century golden age, like the many narrow houses with gabled facades, are making Amsterdam a very picturesque place. Cycling is also a part of the city's character, with numerous bike paths. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange is considered the oldest modern securities market stock exchange in the world, and many international companies have their European headquarters in the city. And Amsterdam is also a very multicultural city with people of almost every nation living here. In my opinion, this mix of history and modernity makes Amsterdam a very special place. Visited it 2 times before and will surely come back in the future here in the city, as I liked it a lot. And now, with that being said, I am finishing the video here, as we are leaving the A10 motorway ring to head north. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos from our road trips on the channel, and bye bye till the next time.